Everyone who's watching, guys, welcome in. Changing the spot a little bit today, getting to different positioning in my office. Alright, guys, I started a little bit earlier, so I'll give a couple seconds right now for everyone to hop in. Welcome in, guys. If you watch this Vladi Lifestyle, a coach led from Muddy Hero Buddy, and welcome to today's Mentorship Monday. As always, super pumped for this call. One of my favorite days of our entire week. And today, guys, we're gonna talk about something that actually I have really personal story to share, and it's really close to my heart. And as you can see, the topic today is called As Long As It Takes. Repeat after me. So whoever's watching, guys, repeat after me. As long as it takes. That's such a powerful phrase that I think I'm going to be using for the rest of my life. I started learning that in my 20s, and now I'm realizing that, yeah, that's how life works, that's how universe works, and as long as it takes. Because let's be honest, nowadays, everyone's looking for what? Quick fix, right? Shortcuts, magic pill, magic tips, something that success overnight, whether building business. I freaking love Gary Vee recently posted video. I watched probably 5 times. I was laughing so hard. So someone, if you don't know who's Gary Vee, he's huge entrepreneur. He owns, I forgot what jets, I think. He owns, he's in New York, and he's big on social media. Gary Vee, search, Google him if you don't know who it is. But I know a lot of people know him. He's pretty popular right now, and he's really good content or social media expert, and just again, he's been building his wine business and some other businesses for decades and decades, and I love his approach. He always say it's never too late to start anything. And so the point is, basically, someone asked him on Twitter or something, or on social media, someone who's 19 or 20 years old, and they were like, hey, I'm 19, or hey, I'm 20, I have a laptop and I have 6 months right now to make $1 million. How can I make that happen? 20-year-old, no skills, probably skills 0 to none, and he or she wanted to make $1 million, asking how can I make $1 million in 6 months. He's like, are you crazy, guys? Are you freaking crazy? He's said, come to my office so I can punch you in the freaking face for such a stupid, dumb question. Seriously, that's how he said. Come to my office, I will freaking punch you in the face. That's insane, right? Exactly. People looking for such a quick shortcut that just blows my freaking mind. And that's why today we're gonna talk as long as it freaking takes. All right? Now let me share with you my really personal story, because this is exactly what happened recently, and I'm like, damn, I need to share this. Actually, I'm making right now the video about this, but I recently, literally this weekend, I finally unlocked handstand. Guys, I've been practicing. I have videos, that's why I'm right now trying to put all the pieces together, puzzles, in one video. But I've been practicing handstand, and I've been telling that I want to do handstand for over a year. Over a year, imagine. I have video from June 3rd, 2024. Which is last year, June, right? Which is 15 months ago. I have video literally saying that, today's day 1. I was doing series of 60 days, I wanted to get to the handstand in 60 days. Even before that, I started those series. I was already practicing, trying the handstand for quite some time. So it's altogether it's been over or close to 2 years. I've been wanted to do handstand, really want it. Not practicing, want it, right? After that, June 2024, which is almost 16 months ago, I made a video, literally posed that today is day 1 of me finally saying enough is enough. I'm sick and tired, and I'm keeping myself accountable to get to handstand. And I gave myself 60 days to get to the handstand. And I started doing series of, the road to handstand, I call it, road to handstand. And not gonna lie, I fell so bad on those series. I started, I was good for quite some time, and after that I fell so bad. But I never give up on that goal. Seriously, I never give up. For the last 15 months, I've been practicing, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. Was some injuries on my way. I had some bad wrist injuries, my shoulder was like messing with me. So there always going to be some injuries on the way. After that, I even said, F this, I'm hiring coach. Seriously, I hired coach, calisthenic coach. Shout out to Fernandez, great coach from Australia. We started working about 5 months ago. 5 months ago, like 5-ish months ago, we started working together. Maybe even 6, I would say 5-6 months ago, we started working together. And also already I've been lifting for 10 years, 10 plus years. I've been into bodybuilding forever, right? So I have already pretty good upper body strength, to push myself off the floor, even to get to like handstand push-up. But I was still struggling with balance, with the shoulder mobility, with some back some injuries. So with all of that, I've been struggling for so long, and still even with the coach, I've been trying, practicing, failing back, failing hard, failing off for 6 months, and finally right now I'm getting to the point where I actually can hold it for 5-6 seconds. Again, I know I can do even better, but right now I literally was able this week and finally hold it, like literally just kick and get on my hands and hold it for freaking 5 seconds, right? So that's first time happened ever. And look, it took me 15 plus months, almost 2 years to get to that level. So just imagine for a second if I would give up, 6 months ago, a year ago when I started, the series of Road to Handstand. What if I would never hire coach? Or if I would hire coach, I would work with him for 3 months. I'll be like, hey, you know what? Screw this. It's not working. No, that's it. F this. I'm stopping. He doesn't know what he's doing. No, all the responsibility was on me. I'm like, okay, I'm falling off here and there. I would work a little bit sometimes, and trust me, sometimes life would get on the way, or like said, some bad injuries or something. I would, pull back for a couple weeks. But I was always, I was like, as long as I don't quit, I'll get there. That's it. As long as I don't quit, you eventually will see the progress. So imagine, I would say, screw this 3, 5, 6 months ago, or started working with the coach. I would say, screw this, can I get it even with the coach? No. I was like just putting one foot in front of another, one foot in front of another. It will be sometimes major setbacks because of injury or time issues or something else. But I was constantly putting a little bit of effort, and it finally clicked. Finally clicking at me right now, freaking almost 15, 16, 1.5 almost year later, it finally clicked in me how to do this. So you see, it's not that simple, right? So whatever you're doing right now, whatever you're going through, whatever you right now struggle you have with your fitness journey, something's not working, don't give up. Keep in your mind and just say to yourself, I'm willing to do this, and I'll get there, and I'll do everything as long as it takes me. All right? Like, I'm happy that I didn't quit. Seriously, I was thinking about, stopping. I was like, you know what, screw this. But I'm happy I did not quit, my friends. Because like I said, as long as I put right here, let me read it to you. I put some notes here for myself. But the only way you actually lose if you quit before work compounds. Freaking love this quote. There's only one way you lose, the only way actually you lose if you quit before work compounds. And that's exactly what happened to me. I was thinking, of quitting a million times, but I was like, nope, I'm gonna continue as long as it takes. You can implement the same with everything in your life, with the business, with the fitness journey, with everything. I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna be enjoying journey as long as it takes. As long if you don't quit, you're not gonna lose. And all the hard work will compound eventually. So if you've been, to struggles through on the fitness journey in your business, like, oh, it's been 3-6 months, I'm not getting there. Listen, just remember, it took me freaking 1.5 year, over 1.5 year to get to the handstand. I already have a pretty strong foundations in fitness, but calisthenic, it's totally different. Beast is totally different. Unlocking your shoulder mobility, it's learning your body, mastering your body. So I was pretty much like a student beginner. I was a beginner from scratch last year, especially when I started working with my coach. I was pretty much learning from scratch, from ground up, even if being in fitness for 10 years. So imagine if you're learning something from scratch right now, whether you're learning about macronutrients, or how to lift at the gym, how to be consistent, you learn how to do proper form, you learn about nutrition, all of that will take time. Just so be a student of the game and tell to yourself, as long as it freaking takes. I'm willing to put work, I'm not gonna give up, because only way I'm gonna lose if I quit before work compounds. Repeat after me. I only lose if I quit before work compounds. So as long as I keep going, as long as I'm keep putting one foot in front of another, I'm doing great, okay? And I know, of course, like I said, I thought about also quitting several times, but I never quit because I implemented, guys, these 4 tips, right? So the 4 texts I'm gonna share with you, this is your homework, right? This is your homework, what I've been doing in order to get to any desired goal, anything, right? Number 1, write this down. Number 1, reflect on your progress, right? Reflect on your 60, 90, 180 days of your progress. So look back right now and see, are you really stuck and you're not moving, or you're making some little progress? Maybe it's not the final destination. Maybe, for example, your goal to lose 20 pounds of body fat and you're not quite there, and you've been, you're like, I'm doing everything right, I'm working hard, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I just lost, 5 or 7 pounds. I still haven't lost, all the 20 pounds, and it's been like 6 months, whatever. It's okay, just reflect on the last, 30, 60, 180 days, and look how far you come. I'm pretty sure, for most of you, if you've been putting work, then you'll be like, damn, actually, yeah, maybe I'm not in my final destination, but I didn't quit, and I'm drinking more water, I lost already like 5 pounds, I built some muscle, I'm building some consistent habits right now, I'm eating more protein, I'm going on a walks, I'm getting better with movement, I'm stretching more, all of that. If you start adding, you're like, damn, actually I'm improving. In the last 6 months, actually I've been improving slowly, and I know as long as I don't quit, the work will compound eventually, and eventually will get to my desired goal. Okay, so reflect right now on the last 60, 90, 180 days. Just look at the short last 2-3 months of work and just ask yourself, what's been good? What has been improved in the last 90 days? And if nothing improved, then, my friend, you gotta reflect also, are you been putting any work, or you just, eating Doritos, watching Netflix, and you're like, why is that working? Right? You gotta put work in order to get some outcomes. So if you're not seeing any results, 0 results, then you're not doing any freaking job, okay? You're not keeping yourself accountable, you don't have anyone to keep yourself accountable, and you're not putting work. So be honest with yourself. That's really important right now, to be honest with yourself, and I'm pretty sure most of you can find some wins and celebrate that you're like, damn, actually I'm moving forward. All right. Number 2, track your progress. Write it down. Track your progress. It's really important, seriously. That's why I have so many videos right now to look back in the last year. That's insane. That I can say with full pride that, damn, actually I've been putting work. I have so much proof. I have so many videos that, I'm falling back, I'm falling against the wall on my handstand, but I finally actually have on the camera that I got to my handstand. But I have all the reflection for the last freaking 1.5 year of my progress. Same for you, Are you taking photos on a weekly basis to see your progress? Are you tracking your food to see if you're improving, to look back a month ago so you can see oh, I've been eating actually more protein? Are you stepping on scale on the same time, once a week at least, to see your progress right in the next 60, 90, 180 days? So track your progress. What gets measured gets managed. I'm always saying that, all right? So number 2, track your progress. Number 3, and this is the huge one, detach from speed and focus on direction. I freaking love this one. Third one is probably one of my favorite. Detach from speed. I mean, all of them really important, but I just love this one. Detach from speed and focus on direction, okay? That's it. Doesn't matter, like I said, as long as it will freaking take me, I'm good. But I'm gonna be putting one foot in front of another. Life will always throw something at you. You might step back a little bit, there's some injury, there's gonna be some minor or major setbacks, in your journey, whether it's a business, financially, relationship, fitness journey, there's always going to be some setbacks, but as long as I'm getting back, as long as I'm putting a little bit by little bit, I'm tracking my progress, I'm reflecting on my wins, I'm moving forward. And I don't care how long it takes. I detach from the speed. I'm not trying to get there like, 60 days. I only have 60 days to lose 20 pounds. No, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good to set some deadlines. That's what I did too to myself. I was like literally doing series of 60 days, 60-day series road to handstand. And I was like I said, I failed so bad. Actually, I failed hard on filming all of them. I filmed a little bit, probably like a week or a little bit over a week, and that's it. And I stopped on that. I never stopped the progress, but I failed on filming because that was just so overwhelming to film every single day, series. But I never gave up, and I got to where I wanted to be, or I'm continue moving to that level. And I know next goal will be, it's not the final destination. Now I want to do a handstand push-up. If I can hold myself a handstand, now I want to do some cool fancy ring muscle ups, or maybe I want to do some handstand push-ups. So there's always next level. The journey never stops. It's always continuous. So when you reach your 20 pounds a goal of losing body fat, you'll be like, damn, actually now I want to build more muscle, now I want to run, marathon or something else. You would always come up with something else. If you have a great coach in your life, like, I'm always trying to challenge my clients to have something next, like some next level. How can I get you to the next level? That's always my goal. We never stop. Like if you, for example, first goal was to lose 20 pounds, we reach that goal, I'll be like, heck yeah. What's next? What's next? There's always something next that we can get to the next level, right? So detach from the speed. Number 3, guys, detach from the speed and focus on direction, right? So focus on direction, keep the laser focus. Like I said, put one foot in front of the other and detach from the speed. Don't think about, it's been 3 months, I haven't reached it. No, as long as it takes. And last one, number 4, anchor to a small wins. That's why I'm always celebrating small wins in my community. I always say, no matter how big or small, every win counts. And when you start compounding, staking those W's every day, that's where magic happens. It's not just like one perfect day and you see progress. No, it's accumulation of little wins, little by little, compounded over time. So anchor to small wins. What's something you can do every day that gets you towards your goal? Just one thing that you want to do. For me, for example, that was, practicing working on my wrist mobility, strengthening my wrist, strengthening my shoulders. Like I was doing it daily in order to get to that level. My wrist was so weak, my shoulders mobility was so bad from bench pressing my 20s and doing push-ups that I barely could, reach I have actually poor, shoulder abduction. I'm still working on that. But that was way worse before. So think about one thing that you can do daily in order to get yourself a little bit closer to your goal, right? To get 1% better. All right, guys, so that's it. That's it for today. Like I said, your homework, like I said, reflect. 4 things I want you to do. Reflect on your last 60, 90, 180 days. Track your progress, number 2. Number 3, detach from speed, focus on direction. And number 4, anchor to small wins. And I promise you guys, I'm just, living proof right here that I share with you about my handstand journey, that you will get there, but you gotta commit. As long as it takes, you gotta commit to playing a long game. So play a long game, don't look for shortcuts, and I promise as long as you don't quit, the work will compound. You lose only if you quit before work compounds. All right, friends, that's it for today. How to get rid of love handles, please tell. Jude or Joseph, I just talked about this, that you gotta put one foot in front of the other. Good question, by the way. How to get rid of love handles, please tell. Awesome question, but there's so much more into that. You cannot just say like, oh, I want to get rid of love handles. No, you gotta create a game plan, like I said. Create one thing daily, one small daily win that will get you closer to your goal, right? For example, going for a walk or get enough protein. All you have to do, you have to be in caloric deficit. That's what I can tell you. You got to be in caloric deficit in order to get rid of your love handles. That's simple as that. If you daily track your food and you're in caloric deficit, I promise you will get rid of those love handles, all right? That's it. It's that simple answer to your question. All right, guys, like I said, that's it for today. Remember, repeat after me again. As long as it takes, commit to playing a long game. Right? Much love. Hope guys that was helpful for you. Subscribe for more. I'll see you.